All right, we with Ronnie Shields, man. I know it's not ideal to see a fight in that kind of fight, but you got to be excited with the win, man.
Man, I'm very excited with the win. The first knockdown I wasn't worried about. When he came back to the corner, I told him, I said, look, man, you have to relax, The plan was to get close to Mike and, push the pace a little bit, but not the way Edwin came out.
Yeah.
Edwin came out ferocious. And that's something we really have to work on. But, the second knockdown, I was a little worried. But hey, when you're in tremendous shape, you're able to come back from that. And, he did. And he came back and he showed what he's made of. So, it was a great fight, and he gave the fans what they wanted to see. And hey, we're ready for the next one now.
He came in hostile territory, man. You think that had something to do with the way he kind of started? He was getting a lot of boos on the way in.
Absolutely. But this is what we expected. We know that Michael Sears is really from close by here. Excuse me. We know Michael Sears is really close from by here, from this way. So we know, the crowd wasn't going to be for us. But at the same time, we just always felt that we were the better fighter and the smarter fighter. But, you make mistakes in there, you have to correct them right away. And Edwin did, and hey, we got the knockout.
You say the second knockdown schedule, and it looked like he was on his way out. In that 60 seconds you had, man, what were you trying to relay to him?
Well, I was just trying to get back to the basics, man. Just get back, use your jab. You're just better than him. You can outsmart him. I said, you go catch him with the right hand and the hook, but you got to use the jab. Then don't let him see the right hand. And he did, and the end result was what it was.
You say you felt he can catch him with the right hand. I thought Seals was starting to try to catch and shoot a little too much. Did you see that too, Ron?
Absolutely. But that's something we expected. We expected him to do that. But at the same time, man, you can't take that away from Michael Seals because he's a good fighter. You don't be an undefeated fighter for nothing. You have to, you can't take his record for granted. We knew that he was coming down from cruiserweight. We know he's a big puncher. So at the same time, if we made a few mistakes, that's what we have to correct. And that's what we're going to do when we get back in the gym.
After a fight like that, man, how much rest would you like to see Edwin get before?
He's going to take a couple months off, easy. And we probably won't fight like 4 or 5 more months after that. So, look, it was a tough fight, man. It was only, 3 rounds, and it was tough.
Definitely, man. Well, congratulations, Ron. A hell of a performance, man.
Thank you.